Just quickly on u-blox, where do we come from, what are we doing? So u-blox is a Swiss company, we are almost 20 years old, and we have 3 pillars of technology in our company. So historically we started from GPS, satellite-based positioning technologies. We are very likely the world market leader in GPS. We are in almost every car. We are by far the largest module maker for GPS products. So that's our history, our heritage. We are very strong in cellular communications and last but not least also in short-range radio technologies, which is for us Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Our product offering, and here we differentiate quite a bit from what Jeff told us about Telit just before. So we offer integrated circuits, we do IC design in our company, we do modules, and as an add-on on all of this, we also add some services. The market focus is automotive, industrial, and consumer with a very strong focus on industrial. So almost 2/3 of our revenue comes from industrial applications. Another good 15 to almost 20% comes from automotive, and consumer for us is more an opportunistic market. Wherever we do something very good that sticks with the consumers, we go for consumer, but our heart is really with industrial and with automotive applications. The business model is pretty simple. We are fabless operation, we do engineering, we do development, we do sales and marketing, but we don't do any production, and we offer commercial off-the-shelf products, so we have a catalog of products that we sell. So in a nutshell, and I think that's really the core of our company, we own the IP of what we do. We always strive to have the full competence to understand what's going on in our products, to modify it, to tune it to the customer needs. We heard people complaining about, the products have been designed for a mobile phone, but we are abusing it in an industrial applications. We don't do that. Whenever we see the volume is there, we invest into designing silicon that is appropriate. We design software that is appropriate for the target application, so that really makes us different. By doing that, we can ensure long-term support for our products. We are not depending on a mobile phone product cycle. We can keep our modules in the market for as long as we want to. We have still products that are 10 years old shipping to customers who don't want to change their product. We have long-term commitments with our customers, so that is really possible because we own the supply chain. We have a solid technology background, of course, in our organization, because whatever question comes up from the customer, we can answer it. There are engineers in our organizations who know that stuff. The performance of our products, of course, is tuned to the application. We have many use cases, we heard about it before, so we can tune it to that. And last but not least, this results in a low risk for the design at our customer because we have the competence at every stage. We're a Swiss company, so quality ranks high in our standards. So we provide a high quality to the customer, and thanks to our worldwide organization, you saw Brett sitting here on the podium right before, we can be local and support our customers everywhere in the world, and also with challenging multi-site projects. We can send FAEs in China, we can send FAEs here in US, so that's a strength of our company. So if we look at IoT connectivity, we have drawn this nice picture that shows quite a number of elements of IoT connectivity, but what I want to stress here, u-blox is really focusing on the device side, is focusing on the hardware side. We are not on the cloud, we are not on end devices. We provide components, but we try to stay away from competing with our customers. We enable cloud connectivity, but we don't want to own it end-to-end. We don't want to own the whole, how should I say, relationship, or we don't want to, let's say, we don't want to bring our customers in a situation that they can go only with us and they cannot select other solutions, especially when it comes to cloud, where customers may already have relationship with cloud providers. Now, if we look at the device evolution, it was already mentioned here, what we have seen in the history was always a race for faster, bigger, and more expensive technologies. So what has changed, what has come down is you see this in the size of the dot, the cost per bit. So of course we have increased the speed and we have gone to hundreds of megabits of data rates with Cat6 and Cat9 LTE, but in the end the cost per bit for the operator has always decreased. The problem was it was not really available to our IoT applications because it always came with so many bits that nobody wanted in IoT. So nobody needs 100 megabits, even if they are cheap. So what people were really looking for was something in that corner, so basically the cost level and the complexity of a GPRS product, but with a cost per bit also for operators that is comparable to the latest technology. And this is what we have seen, that this change also in thinking, in mindset, this has more or less happened just the last year, where operators realized there is something, if we just go on this trajectory to higher and faster categories, we will miss the boat on this machine type connectivity, and we need to offer something that is on par with GPRS in complexity, but gives us also a good grip on the cost. And that has resulted in the picture that we all know too well right now. We still see the red trajectory, which is the one you see in all the press releases. If people are talking today about 5G, it's probably the upper right corner here. You have the highest bandwidth, you see almost gigabit data rates. This is where demonstrations are going in today. But what happened in probably the last 2 years is that there was this blue branch off where people realized, hey, that's not the whole story. We need to do something for the machine type communications, for the low data rates, and we had now this whole portfolio of new technologies coming up. It started with Cat1, which was readily available because it was always in the standard of LTE. People started exploiting it. Then we moved on to Cat M1, which is a release 13 standard. We have now this, it's ratified since April. And then Cat M2, which has been renamed to Cat NB1. So that also shows it's a lot of movement here. And we will see in the 5G standardization, we will see even 2 areas of technology addressing these low data rates. So that shows operators became aware of this important market, and we see now a lot of development here. What this brings with it for us as a device manufacturer is life was easy. 2-3 years ago you had 2G, then you made 3G, and that was it. And then all got complicated with 4G because we tried, as many others, also to sell 4G category 3, category 4 modules into the M2M world. It didn't really work well because it was just missing the point. Why do you sell a 100 megabit module to someone who wants to have 100 kilobit of connectivity, but at a very different price level? So that didn't work too well. Now we have really a transition path, and we can address the many use cases we have in this area with specific technologies. It doesn't make the decision easy. What do you use for your concrete application? Because there are now so many options, but we have to look at them closely, and then you will find out, okay, there is a technology for each use case, and they are really meeting the specific requirements. And that's a different story than we had in earlier times. In earlier times, we were just reusing GPRS, which was a technology for mobile phones. We were using it for any use case, and it was too power hungry for some use cases. It didn't provide the latency requirements for other use cases, and so on. But now, with the bundle of technologies that we have available under the LTE umbrella, and especially since release 13, we have much more specific solutions available, and we can start. If we look at this now, what are the requirements? For example, for gas meters, water meters, you only want to read out once per day. So this is where narrowband IoT kicks in. It is cost-driven. It is a very low-cost solution. There's no mobility requirement. Gas meters don't move. You want lowest power consumption because they need to be battery powered. There's no power supply available. And similar scenarios, for example, smart parking. So this is where narrowband IoT is the perfect solution. A little bit higher requirements in terms of connectivity can be then addressed with Cat-M. Again, low mobility devices, cost-driven, but in the smart cities we have requirements on latency. You want to control power consumption, you want to be fast in your control loops on power consumption, for example. You have also other applications there. Don't want to go into all the details here. Category 1 kicks in at the moment where you want to have a voice connectivity that is coming with a guaranteed quality of service, or you want to have a video streaming. So Cat 1 is basically replacing what you could do with 3G before. And last but not least, we still have the category 4 and higher categories for everything that has a Wi-Fi hotspot attached, where you really want to stream data. So it's a choice you have to make for your application, but the good news is there's a lot of technologies now available to really go for this trade-off between cost, power consumption, and performance that is needed for a specific use case. If we look then at what this means to our product portfolio, our catalog got bigger, obviously. We got more products. We have been engaged since long time already on narrowband IoT, so we have modules that do narrowband IoT. We are in the phase of announcing Cat-M products. We have obviously a whole portfolio of Cat-1 devices. We have been producing already for quite a while Cat-4 modules, and of course we also have all the legacy products. So if you look into our catalog, you have a full selection of products addressing all these use cases and also addressing the various needs of operators around the globe. Then this was, I heard it was already mentioned in the panel discussion here. We need to make it easy for our customers to change between these technologies. So usually we try to make available all the technologies in a single form factor, but sometimes it doesn't make sense, also not commercially. You can imagine a Cat4 or Cat6 LTE module is much more complex than a narrowband IoT module. We address this by a compatibility on the layout, on the board layout, so you can place different products on the same footprint, and by that change and adapt your product to the market. You can have a Cat4 LTE module, you can have a GSM module, you can have a 3G module, all on the same board footprint, and by that manage the SKUs for the end product. Last slide. Why are our customers choosing us? We are around for 20 years, we are a stable company, we have a full control of our value chain and product roadmap by also making our own silicon. We have an excellent product quality, excellent track record, also from the logistics side. We are a competent company, we master our technology, and we support customers worldwide with a lot of locations with sales, field application engineers. That was it. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.